One of the most important Amadine tools for freehand drawing is the Draw tool. Generally speaking, this tool creates paths, like the pen tool, but in a little bit different way and form. It makes a curved path that follows the cursor as you draw. We can use it to create graphics that resemble a hand-drawn image, of course, with the ability to edit it afterwards. As always, before we start, let's download the sample document that accompanies the lesson and see what exactly we can do with the Draw tool. What we have here is a tree drawing. We will learn how to draw it once we learn some basics. In the first part of the lesson, we will show you how to draw with the help of uniform and custom profiles. And in the second part, we'll concentrate on working with brushes. To start drawing, we need to activate the Draw tool by clicking on the corresponding icon in the Tools panel or by tapping D on the keyboard. Using the Draw tool is quite intuitive. Press the left mouse button and move the cursor. This will draw a line as if it was a pencil. Unlike the pen tool, which draws a path based on the anchor points you place, the Draw tool adds anchor points automatically depending on the curvature of the path you drew. An almost straight path may require only 2 anchor points at its ends, while a zigzag requires an anchor point every time the path changes its direction. Another factor that determines the number and location of anchor points is the smoothing parameter, which can be found in the control bar. It defines the amount of smoothing applied to the path. The higher value makes the curve smoother. If you want to create a path that follows the cursor as accurately as possible, set the parameter to 1. Note that to create a closed path, you should simply get back with the cursor to the starting point and release the mouse button. This automatically closes the path. Close Path Within Radius option in the control bar allows you to set the distance between the start and end points to automatically close the path. By default, the Draw tool profile is set to Uniform in the control bar, which means that lines you draw will have a constant width along their path. You can quickly adjust the width and color of the path in the Appearance panel. What if we want to draw a line with the width changing along the path? This is when the Draw tool with a custom profile becomes handy. Let's see how it works using the sample document that accompanies this lesson. We will try to draw a tree on a hill. First, we need to set the Draw tool profile to Custom in the control bar. Then we may either add a previously saved profile or create a new one. To add a saved profile, go to Appearance, Stroke Settings, and choose one of the profiles in the drop-down menu. I'll pick the triangular one. We will also need to set the width. Let it be 20 points. This will allow us to draw a perfect trunk for our tree. Now set the width to 10 points and add several branches. To create leaves for our tree, I will use the combination of the Draw tool and the Width tool. The Path Width tool, which can be found under the Draw tool in the Tools panel, allows you to create custom profiles for a selected path. And here's how it works. Create a sample path with the width, say 1 point. Switch to a Width tool in the Tools panel. Click on the corresponding icon or tap W on the keyboard. Approach the cursor to Path until a white dot appears on it. Click and drag to change the width of the stroke. Note that we can add as many such variations to the profile as needed. We may also move and delete such points. There are 2 handles that define the width of the stroke. By default, when you place one of them, the opposite appears at the same distance from the path. This makes our stroke symmetrical in relation to the path. To make the stroke wider on one side, drag one of the handles, holding down the Option key. What we need now is to create a profile that will look like a leaf. Something like that. So we just change the color of it to greenish, and once we switch back to a Draw tool, we will be able to add as many leaves to a tree as we want. Use the stroke settings in the Appearance panel if you want to save this profile for the future. just a small touch to make our drawing more realistic. Looks good to me. Well, that's it for drawing with the uniform and custom profiles. In our next video, we'll dive into the world of drawing with brushes.